Continues to favour that third man region. Monish Dahal asking Andrew and Paresh, do you think Tapendra Singh Airi is held back to take advantage of the last 10 overs where we've seen how dangerous he can be? He's watching on from Canberra, Australia.
Yes, I think so. That is the plan by the head coach Monty Desai, holding him back for the last 10 overs. If there's a partnership here, they need to build up a partnership. Arif Sheikh and Bhim Sarki. Bhim Sarki dropped by Valthapa earlier, and Bhim Sarki playing well, running the ball down to the third man for a single. Again cutter by Junaid Siddique, nicely done by Arif Sheikh for a single, down to third man. If they can do this another 10 overs, that is, they can surely get to 160 or 170, taking 5 or 6 runs per over without taking any risk.
And this is the madness of the occasion. The occasion's got the better of everyone, even possibly us up here analysing the game at times. Everyone's just getting a bit carried away. It's a time for cool and calm heads. Even Rohit Powell, the man who never gives it away, somewhat soft dismissal. Bat for 10 overs, take the game deep. Ones, twos are needed now, not boundaries. If you get to 165, let's say, 170 even, 170 for 4 from the 30 over mark, if that was the case, that would leave you around 140 off the last 20 overs. Paresh, it's very achievable.
Yes, it is. That is why they need a partnership here. And like I always say, you need a plan and you need to execute those plans in the centre. Whereas Bhim Sarki is playing very good, taking that singles. That was outside off stump, given as a wide.
Yeah, good decision. He took his time, umpire Siri, but that's definitely a wide. You don't want to penalise the batter for playing a stroke at it. You take a look at the replay of this, it's gone significantly past the guideline. You won't see from that angle. See if we can get one more look possibly. There was actually some late shape away from Sadiq, who often is used in short bursts, but instead he's been given an extended spell here. Off cutter again. He's probably bowled about 50% off cutters since that 2 over spell at the top. This comeback spell has been impressive from one of the best in associate cricket.
Yes, it has been. He's mixing his pace, bowling those cutters. Yes, it was outside the marker there. It was good comeback spell by Junaid Siddique. After getting his thumb injured, going back to the pavilion, done some treatment and coming back with a good spell.
Cut nicely, cover sweeper in place, so it'll just be a single. The crowd also need to acknowledge and recognise where the game is at, and they should be really cheering these singles, encouraging these singles. I know they want to scream for 4s and 6s, but now is not the time. That can come in the final 20 overs, particularly the final 10. Now is the time to go for singles and 2s, and for the crowd to get behind those and recognise that if these two can get the score to 200 and leave the last 5 batters after this 110 to get, maybe, just maybe, the impossible could be chased down, could be hunted down. Beautifully played, but straight to the man.
Yes, only 5 runs off the over with a wide. 21 gone, Nepal 121 for 4.
Lifebuoy hand wash ले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ वर्ल्ड्स नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडी यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह
Congestion ahead, you are on the fastest route. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Rohan Mustafa being introduced into the attack. I think this is a good move by Mohammad Wasim, bringing the musician of the UAE team. He'll rush through his overs. This is an interesting part of the chase. If they don't give wicket to Mustafa, if they even can score 4 to 5 runs per over without taking any risk against Mustafa, that'll be a very good achievement for the Nepali batters. The right field of his bowling.
Big swing and a miss, and has the back foot lifted. Arif Sheikh with an expansive drive attempted from the very first delivery. Let's take a look at the back foot. Oh, would have needed to be a very good piece of work from Val Thapa. Here's glove work. Scooped over the head. Well, the fielder should get at least a couple. May even think of a third. Good running, Bim Sharkey. Lightning quick. Mustafa extends his arms. Can't understand how they picked up 3, but they have. Nepal still playing a lot of shots.
Yes, the first ball was a bit lobby ball by Mustafa. Arif Sheikh tried to hit it out of the ground but completely missed it. This was a reverse sweep attempted by Arif Sheikh. Didn't go straight to the fielder but able to take 3 runs. Bim Sharkey, good running between the wickets, called for the third.
We do love a message when you send them in. What about this one, Rakesh? Watching the game in Lubbock, Texas. It's 4:45 a.m. I've watched every single ball and I'm not going to bed. I still believe that we, I presume it's a Nepali fan, will get to 311 and get to Zimbabwe. Quick single. This is more like it. Don't need to take risk at this stage of the game. Mustafa frustrated.
Yeah, you should frustrate the bowlers like this. Play with soft hand, taking quick singles. The bowler would be frustrated and the 30-yard fielder will come in to stop the singles, and then you can capitalize on playing over the fielder's head. 186 more required of 170 balls. Nicely bowled by Mustafa. A bit flight given by Mustafa.
Whatever analogy we use, you've just got to take this game deep. Cut away right out of the middle of the bat. Now there is a man out there, so it'll just be a single. 22 overs bowled, 5 come from Mustafa's opening over. It's 1-2-6 for 4.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
लाइफबॉय ह्यान्ड वासले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस। यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ। वर्ल्ड्स नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड। यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह
has been introduced into the attack by Mohammad Wasim. 5 overs bowled by him in his first spell, 17 for 2. A pick up the bowlers for me. Has dropped 2 catches, 2 sitters. He'll be eyeing to take that wicket off Bim Sharkey and Arif Sheikh. Arif Sheikh dropped by Ayan earlier.
A chance for a bit of redemption for the youngster. Just 2 drops. He's been so good with the ball. Such a talent. I know we don't have official awards for the tournament as a whole, but if you're talking about the most promising youngster, despite the fact he's only played, 10 or 11 of the 36 games UAE have played, I think Ayan Khan would be in the reckoning. I'll repeat again, he's 17. On this big stage here, he has shown no fear of it whatsoever.
That was nicely punched off the back foot by Arif Sheikh for a single. Now talking about this youngster, he was named the player of the series in the bilateral series played against Nepal and UAE last year in November. Very promising youngster. He was in the under-19 squad as well in UAE, in Azman. Nicely done by Bhim Sharkey. Nice little touch. Running down to the boundary for 4 runs. Moves to 44 or 48. A good partnership building up again for Nepal.
Lovely touch. Bhim Sharkey has long been thought about as an heir apparent for the likes. I wanted to see. My heart beats faster for Nepali cricket than it does for my crush. Wonder who his crush is. She must be at home. She's not here. He's sitting next to a friend. Heart beats ever faster. Slower through the air. Good running, quick single. Quick between the wickets. Every over that goes by. Oh, hold on, what about that one? My wife thinks I'm at the office in Butwell, but I'm here in Kathmandu. Where's Butwell, Pradesh?
It's in the Lumini province near to Bhairava.
That's a flight away. What's he doing here? Squares him up, nicely bowled. Is he one of those who came in the overnight bus, do you think?
Maybe. Look at that.
Well, it's part of the Nepali Cricket Supporters Society, and he doesn't mind that he's been snared on national television. I think the wife knows now, Paresh. What do you think?
Yes, I think the wife is waiting for him with a stick at home. 7 runs off this over without taking a risk. This is good batting by these two batsmen. Make that 8 runs off the over after 23. Nepal 134 for 4.
Goodwill Finance, financing for success since 1995.
प्रस्तुत छ बाथ सेन्स बाई एशियन पेन्ट्स कटिङ एज टेक्नोलोजी जसले दिन्छ पर्फेक्ट बाथरुम एक्सपिरियन्स इन एभ्री वे बाथ सेन्स बाई एशियन पेन्ट्स engineered to delight.
It's just a hint of a growing belief in the crowd. Still not at the halfway stage of this chase. Love to see what that sign says. Can't quite read that one. Back live with you now. Just a quick single. Right. The interest in this game. We're delighted to have Paul Radley on air earlier. And one of the things he said to me at the halfway stage, he never thought he'd see something this big in associate cricket. It's quite astonishing. We're not talking about an associate team at a World Cup here. We're not talking about the halcyon days of Kenya in 2003 at the World Cup, Ireland on 07 and 11, Afghanistan in 2016 at the T20 World Cup, the Netherlands at those 2 T20 World Cups, and the most recent one, double Dutch in England and beating South Africa. This is associate v associate, and that's what makes it special. And as we said to Paresh as he rejoined me now, 5 years ago, this game might have had just live scoring and that would have been it. It certainly wouldn't have had live streaming, it wouldn't have had television coverage. Anywhere in the world you can access this for free on ICC TV. If you're here in Nepal, you're watching on Kantapur. This is just the start of something for the associate game, and hopefully the spread and the growth of the game through that next ICC right cycle. Remember, it's 20 teams a T20 World Cup expands to. Tell us about that shell. We hear them being blown.
That is, I'll come to that after this ball. Nicely done by Arif Sheikh off the back foot, down to deep square leg. That is one of the traditional, when you do puja and stuff, that is called sanka, that is a shell. 5 runs off this over so far without taking a risk. This is good going by these two batsmen. Or try to sweep that off the off stump. Lucky Bhim Sharkey didn't go to hit the stumps, didn't turn.
And for Sharkey, He really does enjoy those ramps, paddles and laps. Good running, really good manipulation of the ball into the gap. It's just his 9th ODI, averaging 40. Got into this off the back of a prolific Nepal T20. He's one of the leading run scorers, and he hit the ball with a lot of power as well, lots of sixes.
छिटो भनेकै World's Link.
Yes, these batsmen are doing a good job. The last over bowled by Mustafa yielded 6 runs without taking any risk. Onto his pads. Arif Sheikh denied the single there. They're talking about this partnership. It's building up slowly and steadily. They are taking 5 or 6 runs per over without taking a risk. That is how they should go about this chase.
And it also shows that Arif Sheikh, who's 16 off 25, that's not hurting the chase right now, that's helping the chase. And that's the unique aspects of where you need to be. If you set your benchmarks every 5 overs, get to the end of the next 5 after this one, take that score with 5 runs and over, up to 170 for 4. And then it's 140 to win off 20. That's achievable.
Yes, definitely that is achievable with 6 wickets remaining. And I think that these two batsmen, they have talked through it. They are targeting 5 overs by 5 overs. Nicely clipped away off his pads. Wants to take 2 runs, easily taken. Good running between the wickets here. Played it on the gap.
And there's a coolness, isn't there? There's a calmness about Arif Sheikh. He's very methodical in the way he plays. He's not a big hitter. He's not going to hit 6s all the way around the ground. He's physically not as big or as strong as his younger brother either. He's very elegant, very pleasing on the eye, and that's a lovely shot. Going to be a challenge in the deep for Hazrat, who does well to keep it to a couple. No risk, 5 runs in the over.
Yeah, that is what I was talking about. You can easily take 5 or 6 runs per over without taking any kind of risk. Arif Sheikh moves to 20 of just 28 deliveries.
Well, 6 runs, no risk, and at the halfway stage of the chase, this game is still alive. You can't take your eyes off it. It's 146 for 4. Difficult to get to any messages right now, but when we get the Seamers back on, we'll keep answering your questions where we can. Reminder to tell us where you're watching from, and if you're enjoying the action on ICC TV, on Fancode down in India, or here with the Kantapur HD TV team in Nepal. I reckon this may be the most viewed associate v associate game in the history of associate cricket. Arif Sheikh doing a nice little job here, 22 off 30. That will do nicely for the moment.
Good batting by these two batsmen. And look at Mustafa's over. He's bowled 2 overs for 11. 5.5 his economy rate without taking a risk. The premier bowler, the magician of UAE.
And you just sense as the singles turned down by Sheikh, I think there might have been one there, that Mustafa's going to have an impact It's what he does. He always has an impact. He loves a big stage. It's been well publicised, the difficulties that UAE have been. Highly frugal with his bowling. Sharkey doesn't want to take too many risks against the vastly experienced off-spinner. Bit of pressure building up, couple of dots.
Yeah, if he could score 40 runs against Mustafa in 10 overs without giving him a wicket, Nepal would take it.
Sadly, my Nepali has. It's 4 dots now, build pressure. Can they have the experience, Sharkey and Sheikh, to just allow a difficult over get through without giving away a wicket?
Good bowling by Mustafa and equally well played by Bhim Sharkey with soft hands. Moves to 49. Only 2 runs of this over. After 26, Nepal 148 for 4.
बैंकको धन सकिने छ
ए बाबा केही फरक पर्दैन मैले सिटिजन लाइफको क्रिटिकल केयर प्रस्ताव
अब सिटिजन लाइफले गर्छ
राष्ट्रको हरेक कुनामा हामीलाई पाउनु हुनेछ जिम्मेवार बैंकको रूपमा एनएमबी बैंक समृद्ध नेपालको लागि
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Only difference, I'd have been wrapped in an Irish flag cap on. Mum would have forced me to wear that. Make sure I didn't get too much sun. Glasses on. I'm just twirling out a few leg breaks. That's what I would have been doing, mate.
Well, you're here in Nepal. You'll probably put on the Nepali flag, like this guy and this guy as well.
It's a beautiful flag as well. Change in bowling. Hazrat Bilal back into the attack. Bowled a very threatening 2 overs. Going to be 50 for Bhim Sharkey. And just listen to that ovation. It's just his 9th one-day international. It's his second 50. Coming at a good pace off 60 deliveries. That strike rate is fine. Maybe just for the first time, the bench looking somewhat comfortable in this chase.
Yes, it's just because of this partnership between Bhim Sharkey and Arif Sheikh. 6 fours in that 50 runs for Bhim Sharkey. Arif Sheikh doing a good job giving company to Bhim Sharkey, just rotating the strike, nudging the ball here and there, taking singles and doubles without taking any risk.
Short ball really rushes Sheikh. The 150 is going to come up though. Sheikh might think of a second. He's going to take on the keeper. Really good running. Wait for the signal. Given his leg buys, it won't matter a bit. The 150s come up. And even some still in their school uniforms there are in. This game, if it goes the distance, it's going to be close to 6 p.m. It'll be in the fading light. Maybe, just maybe, Nepal start to believe they could pull this off.
Yes, these batsmen, they should have the belief that they can pull this off. It's not about we talking here. It's about the players who are in the center and in the dugout. The upcoming batsmen, they should have the belief that they can pull this off. Whereas UAE, they need to take a wicket or two to just get back into the game. Mind you, they are on top at the moment, but Nepal slightly going away from the game.
Still think UAE ahead, but there is definite life, definite hope. He's guided nicely straight to the third fielder. I think I'm getting confirmation that it wouldn't just be a record chase for Nepal. It wouldn't just be their highest ever ODI score. It would also, in the entirety of Cricket World Cup League 2, remember we're in the 126th and final one-day international in this cycle, it would be a record-breaking chase from any of the 7 teams. I think it's 307 that was the highest chase thus far. Get that checked. That shows the scale of the challenge for Nepal. Just lost his run up completely there, didn't he? It was indeed, thanks to Bertus de Jong for this. UAE versus Oman, February 5th last year. 307 chased down. Nobody's got to 311. All sorts of records are going to need to tumble for Nepal to get automatically to Zimbabwe.
Well, Nepal, they have broken some records in the last 3 series, particularly in the home turf, chasing the highest target, making the highest target in ODIs, and probably they're going to break this record as well in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2, chasing the highest target.
Dug in. I think this is going to be given as a wide. There was maybe a hint of a deflection, and again Sharkey had a little bit of a nervous look back at the keeper, but instead it's a run to the total. Let's take a look at the replay.
It was way outside the leg stump. That ball swung after pitching very exaggeratedly.
Yeah, it was actually swing after it passed the bat. You can get that sometimes when you bowl seam up, it may hit the seam and then the ball will spiral one way or the other. Definitely a bit quicker than you think he is, Hazrat Bilal. And he has both Sharkey and Sheikh rushed for pace.
Yes, he's rushed both the batsmen by his pace. He doesn't look that sharp, but in his load up, and after he finishes, he bends his back, bowls that back of the length, and hurries the batsman to their shot. A very good bowler to have in your team. Already 5 runs off 4 balls without taking any risk.
Cut on the up, cut powerfully, and cut for 4. That's a very good stroke. Right on top of the bounce. He may be short in stature, but it's come out of the middle of the bat. 4 to Sharkey, 4 more to Nepal.
If the youngster is watching, that is the way to play a cut shot. Beautifully done by Bhim Sharkey, right on top of the ball, played it into the ground, into the gap for 4 runs, moves to 54 now. A good partnership building here for Nepal.
And if you do your maths, past the halfway stage of the chase. They've used up slightly more than half their overs, but the required run rate's manageable, 6.6. I'm certain I saw 4 or 5 fans leave the ground when the 3rd wicket fell. I wonder, are they back in the house or are they watching from outside now? Can't take your eyes off this contest. Good over for Nepal. It's 158 for 4.
XH Simplified Technology. यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Pick any holiday destination and we'll have an exciting trip organized for you. Choose from a plethora of exotic destinations to fulfill your cravings for rejuvenation and exploration.
Ripsey Holidays, crafting memorable vacations.
I'll tell you something. If I look from here, I reckon that is about 35-40 metres off the ground. That's right towards the top of the tree. If we can zoom out, slowly from that shot. Just keep zooming out. You won't believe how high these guys are. There's more up above them. Keep zooming out. Keep the camera high if we can. There's another tier. Back live, 4 more. This time it's Sheikh through the offside. There's definitely a growing belief around this ground, Paresh.
Yes, there is certainly a belief amongst the crowd, and belief for these players as well. Bhim Sharkey, nice cover drive by him, down to extra cover for a boundary, moves to 58, and you can hear the chant.
Doesn't it show you how far this team has come under the new head coach Monty Desai? And time's gone by If Paris Kadka was gone and Gayanendra Malla was gone and maybe Sharad Vasakar was gone, that was it. It was game over. Even a year, 18 months ago, if Rohit Powdell didn't get runs or Asif Sheikh didn't get runs, the game was over. But now, Bertel's made 50. Sheikh went for a duck. Powdell maybe somewhat gave it away. Kushal Malla likewise. But two other young men are stepping up to the crease. Bim Sharkey and Arif Sheikh. It's a good partnership. And it's growing in confidence and in stature. And Mustafa, thus far, hasn't looked too threatening.
Yes, 6 runs off the over so far without taking any risk. The first ball went for a boundary. Nicely played with soft hand, Bim Sharkey. This is good batting by these two batsmen. Hitting a 4-1 and then taking a single, playing with soft hands, building up a partnership. Good batting.
Really good. This is what we'd been advocating for so long throughout the first 15 overs. Nudge it around. If there's a bad ball, put it away, of course. And look at
The fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
okay, maybe not in terms of wickets fallen. In fact, they've both lost 4 wickets at this point, so well ahead. You have that blitzkrieg to catch up upon. We support Nepal. Where's that whiteboard come from?
Hazrat Bilal to continue.
There was a long conflab, wasn't there, of discussion between Mohammad Wasim and Hazrat Bilal. What's the plan here for UAE to get back in the game now?
Well, still, I think UAE right on top, but Nepal eaching their way above UAE. If this partnership lasts for another 50 or 60 runs, then Nepal will be on top. In the meantime, these batters are doing a very good job, a good partnership. Arif Sheikh playing on 25 of 35, Bim Sharkey 61 of 67. What a batsman he has been for Nepal recently. And nicely done.
Good pick-up though from Rohan Mustafa, and that's going to save the single. Good call, I think, from Arif Sheikh. Great to hear your messages. Bikash Dungal, listen to this one. He's in the Czech Republic, he's watching on ICC TV. He's supposed to be working and my manager keeps reminding me of my jobs, but I'm not doing them, I'm watching the game. And I've told him I'll buy him a whole month grocery shopping if Nepal wins. Great to hear the passion. Such a huge diaspora around the world that are cheering on Nepal and everything they do. This team, it's the very identity of the country.
Yes, it is. That is why we saw in the morning the Honourable Prime Minister of Nepal, Pushpakabal Dahal, coming here as a chief guest. Oh, nicely played. Beautiful shot. A neat touch all the way for 6 runs. That's 4 runs, sorry.
Well, they're clapping in the control room. We can hear them in our ears. Everyone is cheering them on at this ground. That's a gorgeous stroke. It's the uppercut played with full control. Right off the face of the bat. It's a shot that Sheikh likes because he's short in stature. Every batter has to have a method of dealing with the short ball, and he deals with it really well. Good stroke. We spoke about it getting to 170 at the 30 over mark. They're there ahead of that. It's 141 more to win. They have over 20 overs to do it. And because of that, you can afford a dot ball. You can afford a tight over. And certainly, this game, which was not on a little while ago, is very much alive thanks to the efforts of Bertel, of Sheikh and of Sharkey.
Yes, and that was a very good comeback ball by Bilal. A Yorker length bowled by him. And look at the spectators again. Full house here at the TU International Cricket Ground. The grass banks are full with spectators.
Slower ball out of the back of the hand. I think he's picked it. Guides it down to third man. Lovely to hear from everyone. The diaspora of the Nepali people is spread all over the world, with huge hubs in Australia and the United States of America in particular. Seen a lovely photo there from Griniash, who's watching on from Sydney, and he's painted his full face in the Nepali flag. Really great to hear from all of you. Kalyana Adhikari saying, "We will rise from the top of Sagarmatha." That's the local name for Everest. Keep cheering. And we are hearing and watching in great numbers in Melbourne in Australia. Driven, not out of the middle of the bat by any stretch, but 6 runs again come from the over without too much risk. 29 bowled, 172 for 4.
Warm services to delight your senses. Taking hospitality to newer heights. Nepal Airlines.
Cutting edge paints, engineered to delight.
हल्दी रित्तिनेछ बैंकको धन सकिनेछ
ए बाबा केही फरक पर्दैन मैले सिटिजन लाइफको क्रिटिकल केयर प्लस लिएको छु जसले के गर्छ
all over the world. It really is a special occasion, this. Even if Nepal can't get over the line, they have so much to be proud of. Manish Dahal has a question for you, Paresh. He wants to know, who should the next man in be? Should it be Sandeep Lamachani to play a few big shots?
No, we don't need any big shots at the moment. Devendra Singh Aire will be a perfect batsman in this condition, in this situation to be in. 172 for 4 in 29 overs, Nepal. 139 more needed of 126 balls. Very gettable, but they'll have to bat well. They are doing so. Bhim Sarki and Arif Sheikh, a good partnership here for these two batsmen. Zohar Khan back into the attack.
And this is a sign for me, with Rohan Mustafa being taken out of the game. Just get a quick look at the bowling figures and see the options for the UAE. There's been 6 bowlers used, but Mustafa, ineffective, taken out of the attack. It's a sign that Mohammad Wasim is not happy with how the game is going, maybe for the first time. Look at those 2 early wickets fallen at 1 and 6. Third wicket went down at 37, and there was a partnership with Bertel and Sharkey, but now this partnership is the one that's breathing real hope, real life into the chase. 74 runs it's worth now. What must Namibia be thinking in Windhoek, in Swakopmund, watching on? Nicely driven, doesn't quite beat mid-off. Their fate lies in the hands of this Nepali chase. USA will be there, UAE will be there, Papua New Guinea certainly, Jersey and Canada. We know the identity of 5 of the 6 teams in the playoff. Who's going to be the 6th? Will it be Nepal? Will they fall short here? Or are Namibia going to have to play on home soil to get to Zimbabwe?
Well, it all depends on this game. Zohar Khan, a touch expensive today. Yeah, he's done a good job for his team. Captain Wasim talking to his bowler there.
I have never seen such interest in an all-associate clash from the Test Nations. So many messages from India, from South Africa, from Sri Lanka, even now Bangladesh. The reason why is, look at the stage that's been set. Look at the beauty of this occasion. There's a growing belief in this crowd that maybe, just maybe, they can make history.
Yes, that will be definitely on cards for the national side here, for Nepal, the home side. The crowd backing them up. They're batting well. Arif Sheikh and Bhim Sarki, a good partnership between these two batsmen. Only a single of the 3 balls of this over, the 30th over of the innings.
And again, because of the position they've got into, an occasional very tight over, and it's a good probing one this from Zahoor Khan. He's generating a bit of movement, coming a bit wider of the crease, threatening the inside and the outside edge. It's very much okay and keeps the equation still achievable. Could well be close to that 140 to win from the final 20 overs. But they would have taken that when it was 6 for 2.
Yes, and Zahoor Khan is a very smart bowler. He bowls Yorkers in the death overs. I'll not be surprised if he bowls a Yorker here as well in the middle overs. It was on the pads, nicely flicked away by Arif Sheikh. They're looking for 2. Yes, easily. They are looking for 3. Good running between the wickets by Bhimsarki and Arif Sheikh.
There's more than 1 or 2 signs that the UAE are just losing their way a bit in the field. That wasn't very well chased down, and Bhimsarki immediately keenly aware there was a chance of a third. 0 risk from Sheikh, 3 more runs to the total. I cannot remember a game that's ebbed and flowed as much as this in recent times. 6 overs to go. Nepal were looking almost certain to keep UAE under 250, and then taking it ever deeper. Under edge, so it's going to be a dot ball. Only 4 runs from that over. Good comeback from Khan. 30 bowled. It's 176 for 4.
माइको कपालमा कसको हुकुम चल्छ स्प्लिट एन्ड्सको जित या हेयर फलको फैसला हेयर प्रब्लम्स मतलब हेयर ड्यामेज डभको 1/4 मोइस्चराइजिङ मिल्क र केराटिन एक्टिभ्सले कपाललाई भित्रैदेखि रिपेयर गर्छ अब सुन्दर लहलहाउँदो कपाल जसमा चल्छ केवल तपाईको मर्जी डभ गुडविलमै छ विश्वास जनताको गुडविल नै हो साथी सफलताको
Goodwill Finance, financing for success since 1995.
Little drop of shoulders for them because of this partnership, and you can look at the dugout of Nepal team a bit relaxed now after that early wickets. Sandeep Lamchani is batted on, even Gulshan Jha. Where is Dipender Singh Airi?
He's just hanging out in the back. He's ready. He's always ready to go. We love Dipender Singh Airi, don't we? What a great cricketer he is, the three-dimensional man. Another sign that certainly Wasim not happy with where this game is headed in the last 20 or 30 minutes. Sadiq called upon for another spell, his third spell, this time from the pavilion end. And you sense that Wasim wants a wicket and he wants it very shortly.
Yes, that was nicely played by Arif Sheikh, letting the ball come into him. Played it very late with soft hands for a single. This is good batting by these two batsmen. Junaid Siddique has been called for his another spell, the third spell of his innings. He's done a very good job. 6.1 overs, 32 for 2.
Prabin Rejmi is watching on from Northampton, the UK. He's been up since 3 a.m. Jai Nepal, he says. Unbelievable commitment from the fans around the world. Off cutter. Just played down to his favoured region. Akash Adhikari watching on from Orlando, cheering for his home country, Nepal. The fans starting to come alive, starting to believe here. Dangi for you. Paresh, will the 1s and 2s work for Nepal, or do they need boundaries?
This situation, 1 and 2s, they are getting 5 or 6 runs per over easily without taking any risk. So boundaries are not, like I've been saying it, there's yet another boundary for Bhimsarki, a much needed one in the condition, in the situation.
And the boundaries will come, that's the point we're making. If you frustrate the opposition, if you bat time on what's a brilliant batting wicket, he loves this part of the ground, doesn't he? And the deep third fielder doesn't know where to go, finer or wider. Vridia Aravan dives in vain. The emotions of today have taken their toll on everyone. You can almost feel a traumatised crowd. Their blood pressure's been raised one more time by the cardiac kids, as they're known. Nepal rings out the chant around the ground now. Sadiq, to me, in this spell, looks down on pace, looks a little stiff, a little ill at ease in his run-up.
Yes, he looks a bit stiff, a tall guy, a well-built guy. Junaid Sadiq has done wonders for his team in recent past. Has bowled pretty well today as well, taking those 2 early wickets. Nepal right on the chase, 181 for 4. Talking about these 2 batsmen, they have done a wonderful job in the centre, rotating the strike, hitting 4s.
Right on the money, good length that from Sadiq. Kamal Powdell asking, watching on Kantapur from Gaidakot, Nepal, wondering who is ahead on Duckworth Lewis Stern. I think Nepal are ahead of the par right now, but I don't think that's going to matter. No signs of rain, and hopefully will have more than enough light to play the last 90 minutes or so of this play. And certainly this has been an occasion that is fitting what's been an excellent league, and the match is fitting the occasion now too. Floods into the pad, full, straight, gone! Sadiq, he roars with delight. The final delivery from his comeback over. He gets the breakthrough that Wasim wanted, and that changes the game again. Sharkey trapped LBW for 67.
Yes, that was very smart bowling by Sadiq. Stump to stump, bowling it. It looks very adjacent, but the height might be a factor, but not for the umpire, given out. Drinks has been called in the field.
That's the moment the finger goes up from Umasiri. He's gone for 67, and critical time to lose a wicket in the 31st over. Nepal 181 for 5. We'll take a 5-minute break here. Back with you with the final session in a few moments.
प्रस्तुत छ Watsons by Asian Paints. Cutting edge technology जसले दिन्छ perfect bathroom experience in every way. Watsons by Asian Paints, engineered to delight.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual-channel ABS.
You've reached your destination. Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual-channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Lifebuoy hand wash ले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस। यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ। World's #1 selling germ protection soap brand.
गुडविलमै छ विश्वास जनताको, गुडविलमै हो साथी सफलताको।
Goodwill Finance, financing for success since 1995.
प्रस्तुत छ Watsons by Asian Paints. Cutting edge technology जसले दिन्छ perfect bathroom experience in every way. Watsons by Asian Paints, engineered to delight.
मेरो ग्लो हो मेरो पावर, यसैले म गर्छु मेरो ग्लो को पावर अप हरेक दिन नयाँ लक्स को साथ। ज्यास्मिन को सुगन्ध र बदाम को तेल युक्त चम्किलो त्वचाको लागि लक्स।
जहाँ सक्दछन् त्यही भरोसा, भरोसा छ हाम्रो हुन्छन् अवश्य पुरा। जीवनका अनेक उत्सवमा जोड्दै मनको तार जोड्दै मनको तार
छिटो भनेकै वर्ल्ड लिंक
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
अति रीति नै छ, बैंकको धन सकिनेछ।
केही फरक पर्दैन। मैले सिटिजन लाइफको क्रिटिकल केयर प्लस लिएको छु, जसले रोग लागेको थाहा हुने बित्तिकै 50 लाखसम्मको औषधि उपचार खर्च दिन्छ।
यो उपचार खर्च अब सिटिजन लाइफले गर्छ।
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Good, but trapped in front by Junaid Siddique. He's taken his third wicket in this innings. Zohar Khan is from the Chobar and 5 overs bowled by him. 31 runs given without taking a wicket. Gulshan Shah is the new man in at number 7. Still no sign of Divil Singh Airi.
Maybe that's just that want for the left-hand, right-hand combination as Sheikh gets in and out quickly, so should get back comfortably for the second. I wonder, did Arif Sheikh know that was the last ball before the second drinks break? Junaid Siddique certainly did, because the roar that he let out indicates what a big moment in the game that was. Again, it's interesting, isn't it, to see Wasim really heavily favour his two most experienced bowlers. They're going to run out of overs. Siddique's only got 3 left. Cam will only have 4 left after this one. He's usually utilised right at the death, and it means that Aryan Lakra, who's only bowled 4 overs, and Ayan Khan, their left arm spin, may need to bowl to Gulshan Jah, the left-hander, who really took them apart towards the death in the first clash between these two sides. Very different scenario. Nepal were batting first that day. They might think that's a good matchup, the left-handed Jah to those left-arm spinners when they do return.
Yes, that will be a good matchup. A left-arm orthodox bowling to a left-hander. It will be relatively easy for the left-hand batter to dispatch the left-arm orthodox. In the meanwhile, Arif Sheikh playing very good. Even Bhim Sharkey played very well for his 67. Well compiled runs for him. 128 more needed off 113 balls. Pretty doable.
Great view this. I think it's a favourite of all the ones we've had from the handheld camera that's been roaming in and around the TU International Cricket Ground. The crowd hasn't diminished at all. If anything, it's got a bit healthier, a bit bigger. So many outside the ground, it's hard to explain. Thousands upon thousands. Huge police and armed police force presence, and an army presence too today. Our thanks to all of those men and all of the authorities and women who have helped make today such a safe success so far. And could it be a triumphant one? 128 more required from 113. Not an easy equation, particularly 5 down, and a man with none next to his name at the crease. Gulshan Jah, the youngster, faces up for the first time. Right on the money from Khan, probing away at the off stump.
Yeah, he's bowling well, apart from the runs that he've conceded in 5.4 overs. Nicely bowled into the left-hander. 184 for 5. Nepal still need 127 of 110 balls. 3 runs of this over so far.
Do get a sense that those final 6 overs of that first over, they could be the difference between these two sides. Jah drives nicely, won't get off the mark. Thought about taking on young Ayan Khan. Imagine those last 6 overs had gone for just 60 instead of 102. Then the total required would have been 270, and looking very achievable.
Yeah, it would have been a different story for Nepal, but as always, the death overs, the death bowling has been a problem for Nepal. It showed today as well. 100 and odd runs in 6 overs, the last 6 overs. Over 16 runs per over. That was magical by Asif Khan, who struck the ball all along the ground.
Really was. Probably the best knocker this entire league. Has come in the very final game as Gulshan Jah gets off the mark. Confident stroke. His batting has really come on leaps and bounds in the last 18 to 24 months as we get to the end of the 32nd over. Nepal 185 for 5.
मेरो ग्लो हो मेरो पावर यसैले म गर्छु मेरो ग्लो को पावर अप हरेक दिन नयाँ लक्स को साथ ज्यास्मिनको सुगन्ध र बदामको तेलयुक्त चम्किलो त्वचाको लागि लक्स
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
74 off 9. In and amongst that, remarkably, there was 18 overs of spin between Lalit Rajbanshi and Dipendra Singh Airi that went for just 46 runs. And Airi, for some reason, didn't bowl his final 2 overs. Pace on the ball, it went all over the ground towards the end of that first innings. And Sadiq's going to continue, he's going to bowl his 8th. Bowled a good pace, doesn't look 100% fit, but not many fast bowlers are on the international circuit. They often play carrying a little bit of a niggle. You can see him there, he's limping, isn't he? He's not in full flow at all. He's a class act though, Junaid Sadiq. If you look at his impact across this series, take a look at his numbers, quite incredible. 43 wickets now, economy rate under 5, always a good sign. Right up there amongst the best bowlers of ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2. Runs into the leg side, should just be the single. Jah won't be able to take on the second. If we look at the leading wicket takers in this tournament, Paresh, it's been the same man at the top of the charts for over a year now, because Bilal Khan's Oman played their games early. He's got 76. Lamachani came up just 4 short of him. And then Sarav Netravalkar, Mark Watt of Scotland, and Ruben Trumpelman of Namibia. Karen KC, the only other to go past 50 wickets. 6 bowlers have got to that 50 wicket landmark, with Bernard Schultz just one behind. And then Junaid Sadiq in the top 10, also Zahor Khan in the top 10. So they're the 2 key bowlers for UAE, bowling in tandem and trying to apply pressure, trying to make that required run rate increase and maybe find a 6th wicket as well. Mix up, direct hit might have been interesting, but Jah turns quickly enough.
Yes, Aryan Lakra doing a good job there at Milan. Arif Sheikh playing well on 37. Gulshan Jah just new at the crease. The required rate over 7 now, 7.14.
You get a sense certainly now of it's a calm, it's a lull in play, a lull in the atmosphere around the ground. There's a nervousness again. As they want the single. Direct hit would have been gone. He gave up, didn't he, Gulshan Jah? And again, UAE's fielding has let them down.
Yes, if that was a direct hit, Gulshan Jah would have gone back to the pavilion. A good pickup and throw by Mustafa, but couldn't hit the stumps. Gulshan Jah had give it away. He was not backing up, Gulshan Jah. It's not like when Bhimsarki was there, he used to back up very nicely. Good singles taken into the fielder's hands by these 2 batsmen, Bhimsarki and Arif Sheikh, but Gulshan Jah not that quick enough in between the stumps.
Well, alongside the 3 drops, there's now a missed run out as Jah works us down to 3rd man. Jah would have been run out on 2. Instead he survives.
4 runs off the over so far. Last ball to go.
If you're just watching, that's not inside the ground, that's outside the ground. And if there's 15 or 20,000 in the ground, there's probably another 5, 8, 10,000 out there. It's impossible to judge. They're everywhere. They're in the trees. It must be the best part of 10,000 up there. Any vantage point will do. Just get your eyes on the action. Big swing and a miss. Junaid Sadiq thinks it's out. Don't think the keeper thought it was. When he gets a rollicking, a smile from Wilmer Sierra. 33 bowled, 188 for 5.
तपाईको कपालमा कसको हुकुम चल्छ स्प्लिटेन्सको जित या हेयर फलको फैसला हेयर प्रब्लम्स मतलब हेयर ड्यामेज डभको 1/4 मोइस्चराइजिङ मिल्क र केराटिन एक्टिभ्सले कपाललाई भित्रैदेखि रिपेयर गर्छ अब सुन्दर लहलहाउँदो कपाल जसमा चल्छ केवल तपाईको मर्जी डभ
Like Avinash Bora, who's very good in death overs, and even talking about Karan Casey and Sompal Kami, they can do the job, but they have to plan well. They have to execute the plan in certain condition, in situation.
There is still hope for Nepal. Long way to go, though. Khan's going to continue. And this tactic of bowling the two leading wicket takers that the UAE have in Cricket World Cup League 2 in tandem continues. What is Wasim trying to do? He's trying to get that required run rate as high as is physically possible and put pressure on the lower order.
I think Wasim is trying to do that and trying to get wickets as well. The required rate is 7.24 at the moment. I think he wants a double play here. Take wickets and get the required rate above.
But again, if Nepal can just bat for 5 more overs, we keep saying that. Even if it's only 5 and over, let's just imagine that situation for a moment. Get to the 38 over mark. Nicely worked into the leg side. They'll think of 2, but no is the call. Aravind quick to the ball. So that would get them in the hypothetical situation to 215 for 5 after 38. It would make it less than 100 off 12. Not going to be easy, but with 5 wickets in hand, achievable, particularly if Khan and Sadiq have got close to running out of overs at that point.
And there'll be only spinners, 3 spinners in UAE side, Ayan Khan, Aryan Lakra and Rohan Mustafa, the off spinner, the magician of UAE. He hasn't done any magic today, Rohan Mustafa. It's all the medium paces and the spinner. The young spinner Ayan Khan has done the magic for UAE.
Interest from Khan. No real interest from his teammates again, as Arif Sheikh's going to come down and have a word with his youngster. This angle won't tell us much, but definitely angling down the leg side. It was an afterthought, the appeal, really.
Yes, very optimistic appeal by Khan there. And it's the right thing by Arif Sheikh going to his younger partner to have a chat. Just don't throw it away. There are left arm spinners coming in very soon, and it'll be relatively easy for Gulshan Jha to put them away, to dismantle their line and length, the left arm orthodox Ayan Khan and Aryan Lakra.
And certainly you can see Jazz less comfortable against pace, isn't he? And this angle from Zohar Khan's causing him problems around the wicket, and then maybe just shaping away, tailing away a touch. Buddy Pradhan is going to go down and have a look at the danger zone and ensure that Zohar Khan isn't creeping into that. Definitely getting darker, difficult to see the Chobar Hills across to our right. Are we in for a grandstand finish, Paresh?
Well, hope so. UAE right on top at the moment because they got Bhim Sarki at the right time before drinks break. The last ball before the drinks break. That is why UAE are right on top.
Looks for the block hole. Jack can only keep it out. This is a tense passage of play. You sense something's going to happen. Feel a wicket could be coming, or can Ja get a boundary away to just start to build his innings and build his confidence?
Yes, he looks a bit nervy there, Gulshan Ja. Sent in at number 7 ahead of defender Singh Airi. It would have been an ideal situation for Kushal Malla if he was not sent.
A different version of the game. For me, I'd be sticking with Gyanendra Malla at 3 personally, and keeping the X factor of Kushal down at 5 or 6 depending upon the situation. Block hole nailed by Zahoor Khan. Brilliant bowling. And to be honest, Gulshan Ja's done well to survive that over, but only 3 off it. The pressure rises on this partnership. 2/3 of the way through the first innings. The score for Nepal is 191 for 5.
जहाँ सक्दछन् त्यही भरोसा भरोसा छ हाम्रो हुन्छन् अवश्य पुरा जीवनका अनेक उत्सवमा सपनाहरू जोड्दै मनका हरेक तारमा जोड्दै मनको तार जोड्दै मनको तार
छिटो भनेकै वर्ल्ड लिंक.
Change in bowling, and maybe this is the time for Ja to look to start to pick up some boundaries. Hazrat Bilal's gone for 29 off his 4 overs. He's been unlucky to do so. Gets a pat in the back from Aryan Lakra. It's quite dark already, isn't it? 4:30. Not going to be easy for men coming new to the crease. Ja 4 off 11, Sheikh 39 off 50. Bilal has been expensive, but he had to hold 2 overs of Junaid Siddique back. Big tall fast bowler's got 3 for 39, being the pick of the attack. They don't seem to want to bowl left arm spin in particular to Gulshan Ja.
Yes, this is an interesting passage of play. Bilal coming into the attack. Junaid Siddique given a breather by captain Mohammad Wasim. Gulshan Ja on strike.
Good angle into the pads. That weak zone of any left-hander who finds it difficult there. Good news from South Africa coming in. The first ODI between the West Indies and South Africa delayed due to rain. That means everyone can just keep watching this game. The eyes of the cricketing world are here in Kathmandu. This beautiful country wedged in between India and China. A proud nation. The Prime Minister here at the game this morning, shaking hands with both teams. Not just the Prime Minister, but the Chairman of the Upper House, the Member Secretary of the National Sports Council, and also the Mayor of Bharatpur, all here as the honoured guests. That's how big an occasion this is for the country.
It's getting very dark and gloomy at the middle. Nicely bowled onto his thigh pad. Gulshan Ja had no clue about that ball. Very well bowled by Bilal. It's getting very dark in the centre here.
I can't remember an ODI in this entire series that has been shortened due to bad light, but just in case we get towards that situation, let's let you know where the DLS is at. At the end of this over, the end of the 35th, 5 wickets down, Nepal would need to be 214. They're not going to be there, so they're well behind. They need this game to go the distance, and the task is growing ever more difficult. It's 120 to win off 95, and Ja is unable to get anything going right now against the seamers. It really is dark. I'm not sure if the pictures are showing it back home where you're watching from. Attempted pull shot, no timing. Another dot ball. Pressure continues to rise.
This is good bowling by Bilal, and I must say it's a very good captaincy by Mohammad Wasim to bring in medium pacers, the fast bowlers, into the attack rather than bringing the spinners. It's getting very dark in the ground here, and a bit of hazy too.
This is where Nepal taking an awfully long time to bowl their overs, particularly the last 7 or 8 overs. It took an eternity. Nepal usually so quick through their overs, and UAE too have been very slow, meaning that we're right on track for probably a 6 p.m. finish the way it's going. Just well past the scheduled time. Chance. Direct hit might have been interesting, but Sheikh was pretty quick. Rizwan has to wear it to save the possibility. Striker's end.
Yeah, what the dot ball Jah played, he'll put pressure on Arif Sheikh. He hasn't got strike in a few time now. Look at Arif Sheikh's eyes. He looks very composed, calm, and very concentrated. He wants to finish this game for Nepal. He wants to finish it off in a good note, in a winning note. The required rate moving up 7.5, 7.58 to be exact.
Our graphics just lagging behind a touch. We'll try and get that worked upon. It's the 5th ball. The over. Sheikh gets a cut, but straight to the man. Backward point to dives to cut off the possibility of a second or a boundary. Just 2 singles from the over.
Yes, that was CP Rizwan, the former captain of UAE, who stopped that ball. It was a certain boundary for me. Nicely done, diving to his left. UAE has been good in the field. That means ground fielding, not catching. Dropped 3 catches. 2 by Ayan Khan and 1 by the keeper, Valtapa. Apart from that, the ground fielding has been good by UAE today.
Sunset here in Kathmandu today, 6:13 p.m. I think we've got well over an hour's cricket left. It's 20 to 5. Last thing we want is this game being abridged. Let's get it to its conclusion. Leg side wide will be given. I think he was targeting the leg stump as Jah goes across his stumps. I think the pressure just building on the young man. Not enough.
Yeah, that was definitely a wide down the leg side. It's very marginal down the leg side. Only 3 runs off this over, courtesy a wide. 2 runs off the bat. Arif Sheikh hasn't got strike recently. 40 or 51, playing a very good hand. Whereas Gulshan Jah is a bit troubled there by Bilal. Again, inside.
Edge. Saves him. 4 singles. Well, 3 in the wide from the over. 35 bowled, 195 for 5.
बोय ह्यान्ड वासले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ वर्ल्ड्स नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
Pick any holiday destination and we'll have an exciting trip organized for you. Choose from a plethora of exotic destinations to fulfill your cravings for rejuvenation and exploration.
Rupsey Holidays, crafting memorable vacations.
Cutting edge technology. Just ledincha perfect bathroom experience. Bath Sense by Asian Paints. Engineered to delight.
And he will bowl because it's the left-hander at the crease, Gulshan Jah. Will Jah take him on?
He will definitely have to take him on because the difference between the run to get and the balls remaining are opening up. And we can see in the crowd.
Well, the torches are coming on in the crowd. And they know it's dark. Painting a beautiful scene. Maybe they're listening in on the Kantapur app. And they'll light this game up if they need to. Short in length, cut away. Will just be a single. I think the umpires really be well served to hurry the players along now. Let's get through these overs. We don't want a situation where this is abridged. Gorgeous scene as the torches come out, as the smartphones are waved in Kathmandu. Just adding to the drama, adding to the beauty of the picture.
Yeah, they're using the cell phones as a floodlight here in the TU International Cricket Ground. You can see the whole grass bank. The spectators are using their cell phone as a floodlight. It's getting very dark here.
And the chance of Nepal ring out. Both sides need to get on with it. Nicely played by Sheikh. Hasn't really shown any aggressive intent, but he's just worked the ball around nicely. He's moved to 41 now. Boundaries needed, you feel. There's 5 more overs of nudging it around. Going to be enough. 220 after 40 would leave a lot to do in the last 10.
Nicely played into the gap. That's nicely played by Gulshan Jha. That's 200 up for Nepal. Beautifully done. Getting that gap to perfection, Gulshan Jha.
That's the roar they were waiting for. There hadn't been a boundary for what felt like an eternity, and it's Jha. That will give him some confidence. Just pierces the gap, no risk in the shot. It's the first boundary since before the drinks break, and it brings the home crowd alive. They still believe the 200's up. 110 more needed. Nearly 15 overs to do it.
Yes, it's definitely doable, but will the light play a role? Inside edge onto short mid, no run.
With around 7.5 and over required, something like that, one big over can check that back in a big way.
Yes, this good running by Gulshan Jha and Arif Sheikh. Ayan Khan, the fielder there, the youngster, couldn't stop the two.
Mustafa not happy. Look at him, he's still protesting with his fielder, saying that should have been a single. Better over, 8 from it. More like what they need. Both sides would be best served getting through the game now. Come on, let's play cricket, let's get this to the conclusion. Haven't waited 126 games to go off. Beats him outside the off stump. 8 runs it is from the 36th. 203 for 5.
Warm services to delight your senses. Taking hospitality to newer heights. Nepal Airlines.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
अति रीति नै छ, बैंकको धन सकिने छ।
केही फरक पर्दैन। मैले सिटिजन लाइफको क्रिटिकल केयर प्लस लिएको छु, जसले रोग लागेको थाहा हुने बित्तिकै 50 लाखसम्मको औषधि उपचार खर्च दिन्छ।
यो उपचार खर्च अब सिटिजन लाइफले गर्छ।
Bilal is going to continue from the pavilion end. A touch expensive today. 5 overs bowled by him. 33 runs for no wicket, his figures. And the two batsmen, they're talking. The umpire wants the game to go forward.
Both sides have to get on with it. They've been a bit slow, a bit tardy, a bit sloppy. The occasion, the massive crowd, the atmosphere is just... Both sides haven't been quick through their overs. Quite a lot of wides as well, hasn't there, from both teams. In the first innings we saw lots of extras from Nepal. 13 wides already. It's 11 extras for the UAE. Got to keep taking this game deep, and that's what Arif Sheikh looks determined to do. Dipender Singh Airi must be chomping at the bit to get out there. Surely he's in next.
Yes, he should have come in place of. He was not able to do so.
Big swing and a miss. You could sense it was coming. Jazz going to look for big strokes now. Knows his strike rate's behind where he wants it to be. Not that short, not enough bounce over the top of middle.
Yeah, that is what Gulshan Jha should do. He should attack the bowlers now. He should take chances. Whereas Arif Sheikh is playing that anchor innings, what Arvind did for UAE in the first innings. And Asif Khan smashed the bowlers all around the park. Fastest ODI 50 in Cricket World Cup League 2 for the associate members, and the 4th fastest ODI 100 for him.
Fastest ODI 100 by any associate. Down the leg side, that'll be a wide. That's not going to help the over rate. Getting lots of questions on social media. about the DLS scenario, the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern scenario. Don't think there's anything to worry about that yet, and also some questions, particularly from overseas, about rain. I don't think it's going to rain. I think we're fine on that front. At the end of this over that's being bowled currently, which is the 37th, if they're 5 wickets down still, Nepal would need to be 220, so they're probably going to be behind that, but it is getting closer, and it will continue to narrow that gap as long as Nepal stay 5 down. Duckworth-Lewis-Stern is all about resources and those wickets that you keep in hand. Beats the outside edge, good angle from Bilal.
Good bowling by Bilal here, mixing the pace, mixing the length as well, and the line. That was a good angle away from the left-hander. I don't think it'll get any brighter. It will remain the same throughout the evening.
Well, I think merely our talk about the bad light is setting the fans around the world into panic. So I'm asking, has it just got brighter, or is that the cameras doing their magic? It might have just got a little brighter, a bit of sun over behind, but the Kantapur team are finding a way to make you enjoy the action still. Jao.
Yes, that was very, very close. That is what the dot ball will do to a batsman. Pressure building up. He's taken a run straight to the fielder's hand. Look at that, he was gone. It's again Ayan Khan. Dropped 2 catches earlier. Gave away 2 runs in the boundary. And now missed a run out.
5 lives. That is 5 lives. 1 for Kushal Bertel, 1 for Bim Sharkey, 1 for Arif Sheikh when he was on just 3. 2 run-out opportunities for Gulshan Jah. Can't say they haven't had their opportunities. That's good running. Easy single. There's always one there at the feet of the batter. That's really stung the gloves of Arif Sheikh. Neither of these batters look likely to pick up boundaries, and that's becoming a big concern for Nepal in this chase. Required run rate nearly 8 and over for the very first time.
Yes, it's 7.90 at the moment, inching towards 8. 4 runs off the 5 balls bowled by Bilal Khan in the 37th over of the innings. Hats off to Arif Sheikh, the way he's played here. 43 of 54, and Bhim Sharkey, he got out on the wrong time, at the wrong time. A ball before the drinks break.
Yeah, welcome up to the commentary box here. I've got Paresh Lahani with me still. We're so enjoying bringing you the coverage. It looks bright up here, but it's a little bit darker out on the field. Floods into the pad. Going to miss the off stump, angling across. Bilal thought he trapped his man, probing over. 4 come off it. It's 8 and over required now to win as the score. 207 for 5.
ग्लो हो मेरो पावर, यसैले म गर्छु मेरो ग्लो को पावर अप हरेक दिन नयाँ लक्स को साथ, जैस्मिन को सुगंध र बदाम को तेलयुक्त चम्किलो त्वचाको लागि लक्स.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Or where you're watching from around the world. Who are you cheering on, UAE or Nepal? Obviously, it's the Nepal fans messaging in their thousands coming in. But they've got it all to do. It's 8 and over required from here. And they've stayed in the game thanks to Arif Sheikh's innings. The problem's been Gulshan Jah, 13 off 25, or excuse me, 14 off 25. Mustafa to continue. The big question is, can Jah find a few boundaries?
Yeah, it's pretty hazy out there.
Yeah, I think it's getting darker to the Chobar Hills and also behind the pavilion, but then lighter over towards Lalitpur, the second area of the Twin Cities. So looking this way, it does look a bit hazy. Angling down, they're going to run a single. Direct hit! Would have been gone, and Mustafa, he's dropped the ball. It's another run-out chance. Chalk it up. Chance number 6. Ja, he's got a third life.
Yes, definitely. Arif Sheikh called it immediately for a single. Gulshan Ja playing too many dot balls, and Rohan Mustafa dropping the ball. Yet another run-out chance gone begging. Nice hit down the ground. Nicely fielded by Arvind, just for a single. That was a good effort by Vritti Arvind down in the boundary line at long on. Now Arif Sheikh slowly opening his arms.
Have to start to find the boundaries. 12 remain after this. Is this the boundary? The crowd say yes, it!
A much needed boundary for Nepal. A massive 6. Look at this on the slot. Full throttle given by Gulshan Ja into the crowd.
This is why they're bowling pace to Gulshan Ja. He loves spin, he murders spin, and strike rate flies up. He could have been run out 3 different times. Is he going to make them pay for that? The maximum's followed up by the single. Mustafa, he doesn't look happy.
Yeah, this is good batting by Gulshan Ja. After playing so many dot balls, he hit a 6 and just guided that down to a short third for a single. Arif Sheikh running good between the wickets. Is this the momentum that Nepal needed?
Work down the ground. This has been a good over. The graphics are just stalling on us again. 11 runs have come from it. It's 218 for 5.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
गुडविलमै छ विश्वास जनताको, गुडविलमै हो साथी सफलताको।
Goodwill Finance, financing for success since 1995.
Here, we just provide the coverage, that's all we can do. 12 to go. It's less than 100 to win now. Bilal to continue. Single for Sheikh. He's been the anchor, he's been the rock. What about Dipender Singh Uri? What's he thinking right now? Is this stage set for him? Is he made up to be the hero?
Yes, he's moved to 46 of 57. Gulshan Ja just improving his strike rate, 21 of 28. And Sompal Kame is batted up. Dipender Singh Uri, we can see him behind the table.
He's the man. Get him in. The maestro, the magician, the three-dimensional cricketer. He'll relish this situation. Thuds into the pad. Oh, that's very full and that's very straight. The umpire gives leg byes. He thinks it's pitched outside leg. The replay is going to make for interesting viewing. Ja, he's living a charmed life out there.
Yes, it was definitely pitched outside leg stump. Good decision by the umpire. Good decision. The umpiring has been very good in this series. The final series of ICC Cricket World Cup League 2.
Spot on the money. It's been great to have the test umpires come in and bring along the associates. This is the Sri Lankan Umar Siri. He's got it spot on the money again. Bilal couldn't believe it, but it's the right decision. Proven right again. More questions about Duckworth Lewis. We'll get to those in a second. Into the offside. It's going to be 4! And 50 for Arif Sheikh. What a knock it's been under the maximum pressure. He's been the Iceman in the middle order. The elder brother, he's been in the shadow a bit of the younger brother of late. He goes to 50, the 25-year-old, his 5th one-day international 50. What a cheer. An icy steel glare from Sheikh the elder.
Yes, he looks very determined. There in the middle. What a shot. Beautifully done. Square drive over the point fielder for a boundary. A much needed one for Nepal.
Who writes these scripts? Paresh, who writes them for Nepali cricket? You think back to gaining ODI status, you think back to Valentine's Day, Karen KC and Sandeep Lamachani, the heroes then. Gaining ODI status in dramatic fashion, clinging on to it, retaining it with that amazing win, the one Rohit Powdell drove against Scotland. Who writes these scripts? Where is the game going? Bilal now limping, more drama.
Yes, whenever Nepal is playing, there is always drama involved with all the spectators around. I think they are just killing the time here. It's getting darker.
Well, let me give you the update, because at the end of the 39th over, if Nepal remain 5 wickets down, they would need to be 228 for par. They need to be 229 to be ahead. 5 runs off these 2 balls, and the umpires take them off. This, we don't have time barely to get the game in as it is. Hazrat Bilal's going to go off. For the first time today, boos ring around the TU International Cricket Ground and ring around.
They are booing Bilal at the moment, who looks in a bit of pain there, but gets off after the umpire included.
I really don't know who writes these scripts. It's 1 minute to 5 p.m. local time. We've got an hour and 13 minutes before sunset apparently, but the way UAE have been bowling their overs, could be playing the final overs in the dying gloom. Nepal have stayed alive in this chase. They've almost always been behind. A couple of boundaries to close out this over. They'd move ahead on DLS. Then maybe the fans will turn the smartphone lights off. They'll say, call it off. Umpires, take them off. We'll take a DLS win. We don't mind how we get to Zimbabwe. We want to make it 11 from 12 by any means. Right on the money, despite the awkward run-up. Sheikh, he's been the rock, hasn't he?
Yes, cool as a cucumber, a rock, and very determined to see his home through, to chase this target. A good knock by Kushal Bhurtel in the earliest stages, and then Bhim Sarki, who played a very good role in chasing now. Arif Sheikh doing a good job. Even Gulshan Jha is getting very close, improving his strike rate as well.
Yorker, well kept out by Jha. Nepal behind by 3 on Duckworth Lewis at the end of that over. 39 bowled, 225 for 5.
प्रस्तुत छ बाथ सेन्स by Asian Paints. Cutting edge technology जसले दिन्छ perfect bathroom experience in every way. Bath Sense by Asian Paints, engineered to delight.
Litmus cable quality ma number 1 huneko raj ho advanced German technology. Litmus cable quality ma number 1.
Option that's taken away from the UAE. Let's have a look at the bowling options that remain as Pratish GC hairs onto the pitch. Here are the bowling options. Sadiq and Khan, the two gun star bowlers, they've got 5 left between them. But who will bowl the remaining 6? Hard to say. For the moment, you'd think probably Rohan Mustafa, but here comes the captain with the wild card. He's going to go to himself. He doesn't want to bowl spin to either of these two, so he's going to bowl his right arm medium pace. What a move this is, Mohammad Wasim. Some captains under bowl themselves, some over. Which is he going to be? And just as we say that, no, it's not going to be Wasim. He's going to take his hat back. More drama here. Wasim thought about bowling. Maybe he's going to bowl the other end. It's going to be Zahoor Khan instead. Very hard to get across the drama. Every fan in the crowd now, they're standing, they're on their feet, they can't contain their nervousness. And I don't think I can either. I'm on my feet too. 11 remain. It all comes down to this. Game 126. Can Nepal get to Zimbabwe? Or are Namibia going to cling on? 86 required with 11 to go. Fielders running everywhere. There's ground staff around the boundary. I just don't know how to describe what's happening. Umpire Wimal Siri at square leg is imploring Zahoor Khan to get on with it. It's after 5 o'clock now. Look at the Chobar Hills to the right, getting ever darker.
Yes, I think UAE, they are just killing time here. The umpires are doing a good job telling them to get on with the game.
I'm not sure they're aware of the Duckworth-Lewis Stern situation, and to add to the drama, the ground staff have been sent for the covers. He's picked him out. Juggled! Taken! That could be the game! Viridia Aravind, he barely saw it. But Zahoor Khan brought back, has got them ahead on DLS, as Sheikh looked for the big hit and he couldn't get it over the head of long on.
Yes, try to.
What drama. The ground staff who know the weather conditions are now at the covers. DLS is looking more and more likely to come into play. Look at them in the background there. Sheikh, he's gone for a well-made 52. But that wicket is going to hurt the Duckworth-Lewis Stern situation. As right now, Nepal are certainly behind. It's 225 for 6.
XH Simplified Technology.
Litmus cable quality में number 1 होने को राज हो advanced German technology. Litmus cable quality में number 1.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला. यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह.
मेरो ग्लो हो मेरो पावर. यसैले म गर्छु मेरो ग्लो को पावर अप हरेक दिन नयाँ लक्स को साथ.
Good start from Irie. He gets a single. Could pick up an overthrow. He won't. The ground staff are looking certain that they're going to be called into action. They're not just at the covers. They have the covers ready to sprint on with. If this game ends here and they are called into action, they're well behind unless Ja and Irie can script something quickly.
Yeah, 4 balls remaining in this over. Can they get the runs that is required at the end of the 40 overs to get them above in the DL method?
That wicket is just so devastating. Duckworth-Lewis Stern, you've got to keep your wickets in hand. They would have only needed 7 off this over to get ahead. UAE have to get on with the game here. The crowd, they're rightly screaming their discontent at this. The umpires need to hurry them on, get on with the game. Khan taking an eternity to bowl every ball. Changes in the field aplenty. Ground staff still stand with the covers in the hands. There's a restlessness in the crowd. Chants are building up. Can Goshen Jah hold his nerve? Right into the block hole, angling down the leg side. Interesting to see the signal here, giving us runs, some bat involved.
Yeah, Zohar Khan doing a good job bowling that Yorkers and to Gulshan Jah. He's a Yorker specialist in the death overs. He's doing it in the middle overs here. Still 84 required of 63 balls. If there's time to bowl the whole 63 balls, they need to be 243 at the end of 40 overs in the DLS method.
Well, the ground staff are looking ever more concerned. They know the local weather better than anyone. 84 to win off 63. Struck firmly. Well fielded at mid-off. Irie has looked full of intent since he's got to the crease. Only 2 balls he's faced.
He's a Yorker specialist in the death overs. He's doing it in the middle overs here.
3.
Still 84 required. 63 balls.
The left hand of the man who's usually got the gloves
time to
on.
the whole 63 balls.
Puts that down. Nepal could have been ahead at the end of this over in DLS. Instead, they're well behind. Every over is taking 6-7 minutes at the moment. It's bordering on the ludicrous now, to be honest. Right into the block. Oh, brilliant bowling. The keeper spills it. He could have run away for 4. Going to be given as a bye. Not had the greatest day with the gloves, the youngster Ashwant Valthapa, including 1 drop.
Yeah, he was all over the place yesterday as well, Valthapa, but did a very good job yesterday. Today he hasn't been good. He's dropped a catch. He's given byes as well. And look at the UAE fielders, they're taking their time. And the spectators are not happy with it.
Well, I can understand their frustration, I have to say. Fielders walking between their positions. Yes, there's a left and right hander in. Batter's ready. Bowler should be bowling. Hit straight to the extra cover fielder. Tempted to into the block hole. Gets us to the end of the 40th and the end of the second power play. It's 229 for 6.
XH Simplifying Technology.
राष्ट्रको हरेक कुनामा हामीलाई पाउनुहुनेछ। जिम्मेवार बैंकको रूपमा एनएमबी बैंक, समृद्ध नेपालको लागि।
गुडविलमै छ विश्वास जनताको, गुडविल नै हो साथी सब।
Left a piece. Umpire Wimaro Siri is trying to move every fielder along as often as possible. Some of the ground staff have now put down the covers. There's a definite feeling of moisture in the air though. 10 remain, it's 82 to win. There's 4 wickets in hand, and Nepal, they are currently behind by 14 on Duckworth Lewis. Clubbed away into the offside, but there's a man at deep point. He's going to keep it to just a single, Aryan Lakra.
Yes, that was nicely played, but straight to the fielder at deep backward point. A good placement by Mohammad Uzim behind square. Look at the spectators.
Well, they're all booing and jeering because the UAE are taking an eternity to bowl every delivery. I think they probably know they're ahead on DLS, but who knows how this works. 4 good overs here from Irie and Jaff. They're still out there. They could then be behind on Duckworth Lewis UAE. It could count against them. 2 big old veteran fast bowlers taking a long time to bowl each over here. Where he guides that straight to the man. They're going to take him on. And such as his pace, he'll almost walk the single.
Yes, exactly, Lenny. because Devendra Singh is so quick in between the wickets. He can just walk to the non-strikers, and now Gulshan Shah, he needs to get one or two lusty blows out of the ground to get closer, to get above in the DLS method. We are getting very cold breeze out here. That shows that moisture is in the air.
Good news though, that ground staff have put down the covers again, so none of them are now have them picked up. Big swing and a miss. Irie wants the single. He's ended up running the best part of one himself, halfway down and back. Keeper Valthapa just about does enough.
Yes, it's all drama here at the centre. The crowd getting restless. The required rate itching towards 9 now, 8.42.
Let's just hope for one thing, is Ahmed Raza. We can see him in the background, the former captain. Guided for a single. I think Irie is desperate to get hitting boundaries, isn't he? Still looks a good batting surface, and big thing is, if the game does go the distance, remember, just 1 over of Sadiq left after this one and 2 left of Khan. They have to find 7 other overs from somewhere. I believe Hazrat Bilal is still off the field. Obviously Mustafa.
Yes, the 2 left-arm spinners will be definitely used if this game goes the distance.
Wide, well outside the off stump. Fans enjoy that. At the end of the 41st over, we'll try and keep you updated with DLS every over. Nepal would need to be 246 for 6 to be par, so they're currently 13 runs behind. If they keep those 4 wickets intact though, they don't have to do too much more. By the end of the 45th they need to be 266. Mohammad Wazeem is warming up. The crowd really getting into it. This is the Nepali wave, not the Mexican wave. But down the ground, man out there will just be a single.
Yes, that was attempted Yorker by Junaid Siddiq. Nicely bowled again.
Maybe just a sign things getting a little bit brighter over the last 5 or 10 minutes. That area over towards Lalitpur as we look out from the pavilion and the media centre. I have to say, I love this Nepali wave. It's completely different to the Mexican one. And this script for me, it's perfect for Dipendra Singh Irie. He's still there at the death. I think Nepal will win. Cutter, nicely played towards backward point. They're going to think about the second and they'll turn it down. So it's 6 runs from that over. 235 for 6.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Lifebuoy hand wash ले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस। यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ। World's #1 selling germ protection soap brand। यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडी यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Means that Nepal have to get well ahead or surge at the death. Now here is the wild card, the joker in the deck. The captain's going to bring himself in to bowl. Did bowl at the T20 World Cup, remember? Just bowls these right arm medium. Fielders running everywhere. Nepal, the chance. Pointing from the crowd, gestures. Is this the over they should go after?
Mohammad Wazeem bringing himself in. He doesn't trust his spinners because there's a left-hander on strike. Gulshan Shah, he doesn't trust his left-arm orthodox Ayan Khan and Aryan Lakra, the 2 youngsters. Hazrat Bilal, he's injured. I think it's an inner groin injury for him. He's off the field.
5 fielders in the deep cover and long off on the offside, then long on, deep mid-wicket and deep backward square on the leg side. So both third and fine leg up in the circle. The ramp or the scoop is on, but that's not something that Jar really does. Pretty round arm slung in and thuds into the thigh pad. Dot ball.
Gulshan Jah will definitely eye Mohammad Wasim here. He's going to target him. He's a military medium. Mohammad Wasim just angling into the left-hander. There's a deep mid-wicket, a long on, and a deep square leg in the leg side. The boundary riders.
Just as we say, that long off now comes up. Rohan Mustafa has run 35-40 yards to tell his captain something. I think umpire Buddy Pradhan is saying, let's get on with the game. Not sure what's going on here. And Mustafa, of course, has to be involved in the centre of it all, and he's in front of the busiest part of the crowd too. Every ball is taking, feels like forever. 5:15 local time now. Clubbed into the offside. Should be at least 2. May even think of a
and doing a very good job in the boundary line there. He saves 2 runs for his team.
If you're just wondering how much drama there always is in associate cricket, Wasim has never taken an ODI wicket before. Hammered high, handsome, and I think it's gone all the way. Just the one hand of Haridia Aravind. The crowd are indicating 6. So too now is Buddy Pradhan. And they're dancing, they're jiving, they're on their feet.
What a strike by Gulshan Jah here. Definitely he's going to target Wasim here. A good strike. There was a fielder there in the boundary line, deep mid-wicket. Goes over his head. Oh, that's a very good attempt by the fielder there.
Our replay shows it probably should have been 4, I reckon, but it's given us 6. Hit away. Where's this one gone? Back-to-back boundaries. 6, 4. Listen to that noise. My oh my, this gamble of Wasim. It's not paying off, and Nepal could sneak ahead of DLS now.
Yes, a good strike by Gulshan Jah. Moves to 37 of 40. Improving his strike rate. Look at this strike. Opens his left leg, the front leg, and hits it in the gap on the offside for a boundary. 6 and 4.
My oh my, who writes these scripts for Nepali cricket? The cardiac kids, they're at it again. And the crowd getting right on top of UAE. 64 more to win, 50 deliveries remain. If the game goes the distance, if at the end of this over they need to be 250, a boundary puts Nepal ahead on DLS from these 2 deliveries. That's why you're dicing with fire if you time waste. It is going to be a boundary, surely. It's going to be 4 more. They're ahead on DLS. The 250's up. It's all happening in Kathmandu. The roof about to come off the place.
Look at that chant. Look at the roar of the crowd. I cannot hear Lenny. I cannot hear myself here in the commentary box. What a strike by Gulshan Jah. 6, 4 and 4.
Oh, it's a pretty tame effort, I have to say, from Zawar Farid. He'd snuck in. I think even the riot police are dancing up there. What an occasion. They're ahead on Duckworth Lewis, 6 down by 1 if this is a dot ball at the end of the over. Keeps going. Gets it straight down to Mustafa. Oh! Look at the roar! The over's gone for 20. Nepal 255 for 6, and Mustafa has had a calamity at long off.
Yes, this is what the crowd pressure done to Mustafa earlier in the over. He saved 2 runs for his team. Now a misfield. Look at this. It went between his legs. It's all because of the pressure of the crowd.
Ja moves to 40.
Boy hand washले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस। यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ। वर्ल्ड्स नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड। यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडी यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual-channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Giving us everything we promised, everything we expected, everything that everyone deserves. It's the very best of the associate game. It's the very best of the sport that we love, Paresh.
Yes, exactly. 56 more needed of 48 deliveries. Mind you, Nepal are ahead in the DLS method if the rain comes into play or if it's a bad light. But definitely Nepal right on top because of the crowd, because of the spectators. They are backing their team.
Junaid Sadiq with the off-cutter. Irie wants 2. He's bumped in to the fielder. Given not out. A moment of real drama. And I'll tell you why. Sadiq is furious and things are escalating almost out of control here. Irie ran his line and Sadiq his body checked him. Let's take a look at what's happened. He always wanted 2. Here's the incident. Oh, we're not going to see it on that angle. Just if we can go back to the down the wicket replay. The dive got him home, only just. Real drama, real controversy. Let's see if we have the replay from straight down the wicket, because there was a flash point. Here it is, just watch this. Oh, that camera's just veered off. I wonder if we have another angle of it. The 2 have cannoned into each other and Irie needed to be at his fastest to just get home. The last thing we needed is more drama, Paresh.
Yes, defender swing Irie is a live wire in the field. That is why he was able to take 2 runs. He was in.
Full toss helped for what should be just a single. And Irie and Sadiq, they come together again. Sadiq is saying, you've barged into me, and a pat on the back. All is well that ends well, luckily.
This is a good sportsman's spirit shown by the 2 players there, Sadiq and Defender Singh Irie. After all the incident that's happened, a big smile on both their faces. Pat on the back by Sadiq to Defender Singh Irie. It's good to see that even though it's very tense out there, smiles on the faces of the batsman and the bowler.
4 balls left in Sadiq's 10 over allocation. Off cutter, well kept out by Ja. Rizwan CP tumbles to keep it to a single. Sadiq is not happy. He's been very, very animated.
Yes, that was an off-cutter ball, very well bowled by Sadiq. This is his last over, mind you. He's already taken 3 wickets. Good, important 3 wickets that he's taken. I think it will go the distance because it's not getting darker. It's the same. I think it's getting a little bit brighter.
If anything, it's got brighter. And even though those ground staff are sitting over on the far side of the ground, they're sitting on top of the covers now. I think this game could go the distance, and great credit to the umpires for keeping them out there. It's nearly 5:30 local time. This game started at 9:30 a.m. Every twist and turn and piece of drama you could have imagined so far. Guided away behind square. Pressure on the man down there. He fields cleanly. Hazrat Bilal is back on the field. maybe his overs will be used. Surely Mohammad Wasim is not going to bowl himself again. Paresh, that 21 over, has that swung the game back to Nepal?
Yes, it definitely has, and the crowd behind the players here, behind Nepal, doing the job of the 12th man. Gulshan Jha on 46, he's improved his strike rate over 100 now. Divya Singh Airi playing well, 8 of 8. The required rate is under 7 now.
Off cutter, nicely played. And even though Rizwan had been sent further behind square, can't cut off the single. Runs from every ball in this over. I know Airi has only made 8 or 9 runs. It's just the intent he brings, the running between the wickets, the energy to the crease. And he's been a big part of this partnership, despite Jha taking that 20 runs, plundering off the part-time seam of Mohammad Wasim.
Yeah, that was well fielded by CP Rizwan at backward point. Even though there was a third man fielder there, he dived to stop the 2 runs if it passed him. Defender Singh Airi on strike. 6 runs of 5 balls of this over. The last ball of Siddique's spell.
Off cutter beat. Here's his figures.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Lifebuoy ह्यान्ड वासले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस। यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ। वर्ल्ड्स नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड। यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Ever posted more than 300 in a one-day international before, or will it be the dream big Nepal shout that we've seen across the city and the country? Achieved in 11 wins from 12 from Monty Desai's men since he's taken over to get them over the line. It's 50 to win exactly now. There's 7 overs remaining. Zohar Khan to bowl the 44th. Right into the block, well kept out by Gulshan Jha. Problem for Mohammad Wasim is who's going to bowl the remaining overs. Obviously Khan will bowl 44 and maybe 46. Who's going to bowl the other 5?
Well, it'll have to be the spinners. Probably Rohan Mustafa will bowl. Not the left arm spinners though, because Gulshan Jha is there. He's playing on 48 or 45.
What a game of cricket this has been. I wish Yopesh would stop showing us. I want to stand up. I can't get the nervous energy. I'm just too tense. I'm up and I'm down. It's been quite incredible. I think maybe the greatest ODI I've seen. Where is this game going? I just don't know. Let's just hope it's settled on the pitch and not by DLS. It looks like it will be. It's 7 overs, including this one remaining. It's 5:28 p.m. It's a 6:13 p.m. sunset. The final over could be bowled in the gloom, but the umpires are not going to take them off, surely. Movement in as Airi again. He's just so busy at the crease. Good single.
Yes, this is good bowling by Zohar Khan. Not giving that room. Bowling that Yorkers and back of the length as well, with some pace, darting into the right-hander. Good bowling by Zohar Khan. Talking about Gulshan Jha, he's improved his strike rate over 100 now. It was on 30s when he started his innings. What a change by him. That particular over of Mohammad Wasim, he hit 6, 4, 4 and 4. A courtesy of a misfield by Rohan Mustafa in the boundary line. It seems like Nepal is right on top now in the latter part of the innings. Still Zohar Khan taking his time to set his field.
Wasim Screaming at all of his fielders repeatedly, just trying to get them exactly where he wants them. Can the death specialist? How has that not bowled him? How's it missed the leg stump? It looked for all money like the in-swinging Yorker had cleaned up Gulshan Jah. Instead it's 2 boys. Again the young keeper can't lay a glove on it. How is this missed?
That was perfect delivery. I think the ball did a little too much for Zohar Khan's liking. It was a perfect delivery, in-swinging Yorker to the left-hander. Very well bowled Zohar Khan. Very unlucky, though, didn't hit the stumps, missed it by inches.
Gulshan Jah has led a charmed life at the crease. Not once, not twice, but thrice could he have been run out on the scores of 2, 13 and 14. Each of them he wasn't even in the picture with the direct hit. Add to that the 3 drop catches that UAE have put down. Nepal are living a blessed life in the gods here. Hit into the offside, should be at least a couple. Singhari so quick, every run is being roared at. 50 for the young man. Extraordinary from Gulshan Jah. We forget how young he is. It's his career best. What a time to make your first one-day international 50. The 17-year-old standing up to be counted.
Yes, extraordinary batting by Gulshan Jah. He started off very slow. His strike rate was 30 odd, but he's improved. His strike rate is over 100 now. 50 of 47 deliveries. Lenny, everything happening here.
I'm not sure how much more of this I can take, Paresh. I honestly don't know. The emotions here in the commentary box. Paresh is in pieces, I'm in ribbons. The crowd don't know what to do every ball. My oh my, a 17-year-old, a maiden 50. Nearly cleaned up by Zohar Khan again. Singhari holds his line, gets through for a leg bye. They won't mind how they come. It's now 43 to win off 37. This is going down in the annals, one of the all-time great games of cricket. Which way is it going to go?
Well, it looks like it's going Nepal's way at the moment, but if a wicket goes, then it'll move to UAE's way. Everything happening here. Look at Lenny. He's out of his breath.
They call them the cardiac kids for a reason. Where's the defibrillator? Where is it? Keep it on standby. It's very muggy, very murky, sorry. Birds are flying around the ground. 6 overs remain after this one. A reminder. Ahead on DLS now, Nepal. Yorker attempted, driven, and a good tumbling stop from the skipper. He is determined to see Nepal come up short. 44 ball, 269 for 6.
Goodwill Finance, financing for success since 1995.
प्रस्तुत छ बाथ सेन्स by Asian Paints. Cutting edge technology जसले दिन्छ perfect bathroom experience in every way. Bath Sense by Asian Paints, engineered to delight.
Watch, he's saying you are behind your time. He's being asked. Oh, this is drama now. It's Hazrat Bilal he wants to bowl. Take the graphic down. Come back to this game here. He's being told he can't bowl Hazrat Bilal because he's been off for too long. You have to spend the same amount of time on the pitch that you did off the pitch if you were injured. And that's exactly what's happened. Wasim can't bowl him. And Wimar Al-Sira, I think he's merely implementing the laws of the game. And someone is going to have to bowl this over.
Yes, that is what the umpires are signaling to the captain, Mohammad Wasim. He has to spend as much as time in the pitch, that is spend the time off the pitch. That is well said by Lenny. Hazrat Bilal cannot bowl Now, who's going to bowl the over? I think it's going to be Aryan Lakra to bowl from the pavilion end, the 45th over of the innings. This is the right call by the umpires. The rule says you have to spend as much of time in the pitch, the time you've spent off the pitch.
This is like a novel, isn't it? Every chapter just gets ever more intriguing. Every turn of the book adds to the intrigue, to the drama. I think this could be a good thing for the UAE. I think they've underbowled both Lakra and particularly young Ayan Khan. 6 overs remain, 42 to win. I think for the UAE to win, they need to find a breakthrough in the 45th or the 46th over. So getting the spinner in might not be the worst thing. The problem will be for Aryan Lakra, the 21-year-old. He won't want to bowl to Gulshan Jah, who loves that slog sweep. And will get to hit with the spin. There. Well, what's going to happen here? My oh my, they are going off. And I'm not sure if the crowd know it. And we're going to check. We are going to check. I think this could be the moment. They're sprinting on. They know they're ahead on DLS. This is extraordinary. Mohammad Wasim is protesting. The crowd. I think they're going to Zimbabwe. Paresh, what are we witnessing? Have Nepal done enough? They think they have. They're roaring to the heavens. They're ahead. There's hugs. There's confusion. But Buddy Pradhan and umpire Wimal Sira are saying, no, enough is enough. It's 5:37 p.m. It's too dark to continue, despite the fact the spinner was about to bowl. And maybe, just maybe, Dipender Singh and Gulshan Jah have done enough to take Nepal to Zimbabwe.
What a dramatic end to the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2. Nepal is on its way to Zimbabwe to play the qualifiers, and look at the spectators. What a dramatic end to the series.
We are going to wait for official confirmation, but one thing I can tell you for certain, I have the Duckworth Lewis Stern sheet here at the end of the 44th over. Listen carefully at home. With 6 wickets down at the end of 44, Nepal needed to be 260 for 6. They are 269 for 6. They are ahead by 9 runs. It feels to me as bright as it was 6, 7, 8 overs ago. There's always the chance that they might get back on. We have not confirmation this game is over yet. Such drama. UAE look beaten, they look bowed. And the fans, I have no idea how. 11 wins from 12 games, it looks like it's done. It looks to me like handshakes at dusk, and the umpires have taken the stumps out of the ground. And Nepal, they've done it. They have got there by 9 runs on the Duckworth Lewis Stern method. It's in great drama, but they have done enough. The umpires have said they've seen enough, and off they go to take 3rd spot. And right now the UAE don't want to shake hands. There's slightly ugly scenes now as Junaid Sadiq is barking at the opposition. We will wait for official confirmation. It's not our Duckworth Lewis Stern. You can see the flashes in the background. It's that dark now. Come back to the pictures on the TV, please. Here we are. Mohammad Wasim right now is refusing to lead his men off the pitch because he's saying it's bright enough to play. It's not. It's pitch black out there.
Yes, it is, and I think because of UAE took their time, they were killing time, and that has backfired. That is why the umpires had enough of that. That is why they're walking off, shaking hands with the Nepali players.
It is the umpire's prerogative to make the call, and the two of them came together. And UAE I called this, Paresh. They have themselves to blame. They took an eternity to bowl their overs, and that has been what's ended up costing them. They were ahead of DLS, and the overs from numbers 39 to 44, it took the best part of 40 minutes. In fact, it took more than 40 minutes. 6 overs in 40 minutes. And the UAE, in my opinion, they only have themselves to blame. And I don't think they can believe it. Robin Singh is going to go over to the ICC match referee with his captain. He will protest, there is no doubt about it. But the implementation of the playing conditions seems to be as such. Surely we're not going to get back on at this stage. And they are asking long, heavy questions whilst Nepal are starting a lap of honour.
Yeah, it's getting worse. The conditions are getting worse. It's getting darker and darker by every minute. Look at the Nepali players. They are celebrating. And there is a protest by the head coach of UAE, Robin Singh. UAE dare to blame for themselves. They took a longer time to finish. There were only 44 overs bowled till now. It's already almost 5:45.
If we add up the cut-off times, this game started at 9:30 a.m. 3 hours 15 minutes in and around that. First innings should end at 12:45, 30 minutes for the interval. The second innings should start at 1:15. It started more like 1:30. That is 4 hours and 10 minutes ago. And ultimately, I think UAE have themselves to blame. But the flags are flying high, and Nepal are saying they've done enough to get to Zimbabwe. We will wait for final and official confirmation. We should get it any moment. It's now 5:42 p.m. The sun is setting in less than 20 minutes. It may look bright on your TV screen, but as you'll see from the flashes, from the lights in the crowd, it's close to pitch black, and great drama in the gloom, the gathering gloom of Kathmandu. I knew we'd see a game that gave us everything. I'm not sure anyone could have predicted this finish.
Yes, what a dramatic end to the series and to the final game of the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2. I think UAE, they killed time. They took plenty of time to change their bowling, to set their field. The blame, they have to get the blame to themselves because of the late over rate depth.
Look at these beautiful scenes. They're not going to mind how they got there. This will be on the front page of the Kathmandu Post tomorrow, the Himalaya Times, name your paper. These men have somehow pulled off the improbable, the impossible, the unlikely, the ever unimaginable, the big dream of 11 from 12 to get to Zimbabwe. They've taken the third and final qualification spot. We're still searching for official confirmation. Yopesh Pradhan, our producer's out in the middle of it. Extraordinary scenes. Nobody could have scripted this ending.
Yes, Len, exactly. As the UAE players are still at the pitch talking to the match referee, the ICC match referee Manu Nair from India. They took a very long time to bowl 44 overs. They took almost 4.5 hours to do so. 6 overs yet still to bowl.
They've just got the official time. It's over 4 hours they have taken. And look at this. Rohit Paudel, the 20-year-old national team captain, is being lifted onto the shoulders. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be the centre of attention. He's a team man. 4 hours to bowl 44 overs. I have to say, the UAE only have themselves to blame. Not quick enough, tardy as anything. Kushal Malla doesn't know what to make of it all. He can't quite understand it. I don't think anyone can. We will wait for official confirmation. We believe it's a 9-run victory on the Duckworth-Lewis-Stern method. The 3 most beautiful words right now in the world for any Nepal supporter.
Yes, it is. And look at the players. They are thanking the spectators. They came out in numbers, in thousands, waiting to get in the ground. 4 o'clock in the morning, staying in the line. That is what Nepali team has produced. A victory here over UAE. We'll still have to wait for the official confirmation about the result of the game, but surely Nepal has won by 9 runs in the DLS method. UAE. What a dramatic end to this tri-series here in Nepal. And look at all the players there. Arif Sheikh still padded up. Look at Bhim Zarki. He played a vital innings today of 67. Steadied the ship after losing early 2 wickets. Kushal Vurtel played a very good knock of a half century as well. All the spectators are on their feet. Karan Casey didn't play today. Defender Singh Aire, the pick up the bowlers for me in the first innings, bowled 8 overs, 2 maidens, 19 for 2 his figures. What a dramatic end to the ICC Cricket World Cup League 2. 216th game today. What a league in more than 4 years we had comes to an end with a dramatic finish here at the TU International Cricket Ground in Kathmandu. What a scene. Not even a single spectator has left the ground. They are in numbers outside the ground as well. What an end to a dramatic match.
Well, official confirmation. We've just spoken to the ICC match referee, Mr. Manu Nair. He confirms Nepal have won by 9 runs on the Duckworth-Lewis Stern method. They have taken this win, and the points table now confirms that Nepal are going to Zimbabwe. They have taken the 3rd and final qualification spot in the most dramatic of circumstances. Never quite seen anything like it. And out of breath, out of petrol, out of gas, use whatever analogy you want. That game, it should have gone the distance. It's had it all though. And also had confirmation, the second innings, it began at 1:45 p.m. So it was very nearly 4 hours that the UAE have taken to bowl 44 overs. We've said it a couple of times now, but they really only have themselves to blame, and they are still yet to shake hands with the opposition. They refuse to leave the pitch. Andrew Leonard here with you. Incredible scenes, quite extraordinary. The UAE are yet to shake hands with their opposition. Azim and his team are on the boundary edge. And there's Guy and Endramala. They're going to come right by us, right in front of our commentary position. And every single person wants a piece of this team because they've pulled off the impossible. They've pulled off the unimaginable. As every one of them smiles, even Paresh Lahani's going to the window to have a wave. And a lovely moment for every single person involved in Nepali cricket. The moment that will never be forgotten. It's one that nobody can quite understand or believe. Binod Das, the cricket manager out at the square, he can't understand what's just happened either. Official confirmation from the ICC officials in charge. The light was too dark to continue whatever the bowler that was going to bowl, and they are dancing, and they're not going to stop. There won't be a cow milked in Kathmandu tonight, Paresh. What an extraordinary game of cricket, one for the ages here in Nepal.
Yes, there's a handshake all around for both the teams. teams here. Good to see their smiles on the UAE players' faces as well.
Shaking hands.
And good to see there's handshake all around. Good sportsmanship shown by the UAE players as well.
Well, thank God for that. Worried that UAE were so heartbroken by the defeat, they weren't happy. Maybe we wouldn't have seen this, but every single player shaking hands, Monty Desai. I would have loved to have seen a heart rate monitor on everyone involved, including ourselves, Paresh. The cardiac kids, they're called for a reason, they're at it again. But that little partnership, that critical partnership between Dipendra Singh Airi, he's only made 10, and Gulshan Jah. And how much now are we going to look back in the history annals on that over from Mohammad Wasim? The 42nd over went for 20. They were well behind on DLS. But then between that and the consistency of Airi and a maiden one-day international half-century for Gulshan Jah, Nepal have got it done. They won't mind how they've done it. 11 wins from 12 in this league is no mean feat. Nobody has done that at any point, at any stretch of the competition. We have witnessed something quite remarkable, quite incredible. We were building up towards the big finish, and then just like that, the game was stopped. And we didn't see it coming, but nobody in Nepal minds, some of the players on the sidelines, they knew the regulations, they knew the laws well enough to sprint on to the pitch. They knew when they went off. Look at how dark it is now. You can't even see the hills. Here is a little bit of the match so far. I'm going to leave you with Paresh Lahani. I'm going to go down for the post-match ceremony. Maybe just take a breath. Thanks for watching. Unbelievable.
50 of 35. Asif Sheikh out for a knot. Kushal Malla 5 of 5. Rohit Paudel 16 of 25. Look at Bhim Sharkey 67 of 76. Arif Sheikh 52 of 62. And Gulshan Shah 50 of 48. 4 batters scoring 50 and above. And Dipinder Singh Aire remaining not out on 10 of 11. Nepal winning the game by 9 runs, DL method. And they have qualified for the qualifier in Zimbabwe. They will go to Zimbabwe in June. And let's look at the wickets to fall for Nepal. Asif Sheikh gone for a knot. Kushal Malla played it straight to Aryan Lakra, a very soft dismissal. And even Rohit Paudel, a smart catch taken by the captain Mohammad Wasim, diving to his left. This was Kushal Burtel, a smart bowling by Junaid Siddique. Bhim Sharkey plumb in front, LBW. And this is Arif Sheikh, the last wicket to go. 3 attempts and taken on the 4th one by Arvind. Let's look at the UAE bowling card now. Ayan Khan, 7 overs, 31 for 2. Junaid Siddique, the pick up the bowlers for UAE, 10 overs, 51 for 3. And Zohar Khan taking 1 wicket. Apart from that, no one taking a wicket. Look at Mohammad Wasim, 1 over, given away 20 runs. That was the game changer for me.
हिमाल र पहाडी भेगसम्म देशका उद्यमीहरू तथा अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय साझेदारीका साथ राष्ट्रको हरेक कुनामा हामीलाई पाउनुहुनेछ। जिम्मेवार ब्याङ्कको रूपमा इतिहास रच्दै र अर्थपूर्ण लगानी गर्दै हामी हौं एनएमबी ब्याङ्क, समृद्ध नेपालको लागि।
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Lifebuoy hand wash ले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस। यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ। World's #1 selling germ protection soap brand.
गुडविलमै छ विश्वास जनताको, गुडविल नै हो साथी सफलताको।
Goodwill Finance, financing for success since 1995.
प्रस्तुत छ Bath Sense by Asian Paints. Cutting edge technology जसले दिन्छ perfect bathroom experience in every way. Bath Sense by Asian Paints, engineered to delight.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
अतिरिक्त नै छ, बैंकको धन सकिने छ।
केही फरक पर्दैन। मैले सिटिजन लाइफको क्रिटिकल केयर प्लस लिएको छु, जसले रोग लागेको थाहा हुने बित्तिकै 50 लाखसम्मको औषधि उपचार खर्च दिन्छ।
यो उपचार खर्च अब सिटिजन लाइफले गर्छ।
जहाँ सपना छन् त्यही भरोसा, भरोसा छ हाम्रो हुन्छन् अवश्य पुरा। जीवनका अनेक उत्सवमा सपनाहरू जोड्दै मनका हरेक तारमा, जोड्दै मनको तार, जोड्दै मनको तार।
छिटो भनेकै वर्ल्ड लिंक।
तपाईको कपालमा कसको हुकुम चल्छ? स्प्लिट एन्ड्सको जित या हेयर फलको फैसला? हेयर प्रब्लम्स मतलब हेयर ड्यामेज। डभको 1/4 मोइस्चराइजिङ मिल्क र केराटिन एक्टिभ्सले कपाललाई भित्रैदेखि रिपेयर गर्छ। अब सुन्दर लहलहाउँदो कपाल जसमा चल्छ केवल तपाईको मर्जी। डभ।
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
XH Simplified Technology.
Pick any holiday destination and we'll have an exciting trip organized for you. Choose from a plethora of exotic destinations to fulfill your cravings for rejuvenation and exploration. Ripsey Holidays, crafting memorable vacations.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
मेरो ग्लो हो मेरो पावर, यसैले म गर्छु मेरो ग्लोको पावर अप हरेक दिन नयाँ लक्सको साथ। ज्यास्मिनको सुगन्ध र बदामको तेलयुक्त चम्किलो त्वचाको लागि लक्स।
Litmus cable quality में number 1 होने को राज हो advanced German technology. Litmus cable quality में number 1.
Warm services to delight your senses. Taking hospitality to newer heights. Nepal Airlines.
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह। लाइफबॉय ह्यान्ड वाशले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस। यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ। वर्ल्ड्स नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड।
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination. Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
गुडविलमै छ विश्वास जनताको, गुडविलमै हो साथी सफलताको।
Goodwill Finance, financing for success since 1995.
Cutting edge technology जसले दिन्छ perfect bathroom experience. Bath Sense by Asian Paints, engineered to delight.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
तपाईको कपालमा कसको हुकुम चल्छ? स्प्लिट एन्ड्सको जित या हेयर फलको फैसला? हेयर प्रब्लम्स मतलब हेयर ड्यामेज। डभको 1/4 मोइस्चराइजिङ मिल्क र केराटिन एक्टिभ्सले कपाललाई भित्रैदेखि रिपेयर गर्छ। अब सुन्दर लहलहाउँदो कपाल जसमा चल्छ केवल तपाईको मर्जी। डभ।
यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
प्रस्तुत छ Bath Sense by Asian Paints. Cutting edge technology जसले दिन्छ perfect bathroom experience.